and SSS will produce 200 men. And if you go further, you will then see the approval by the president. Approving, it is not the history of the listing that is important, it's what the president has approved. The president approved A to E, and what A to E says is a supply contract, and a supply and training contract. And this time, a supply contract where, if you look at A to E, where we will then hand over those equipments to Navy, to the military, Army, and to the SSS for after training. And it is important that, like I said yesterday, that Navy recognizes that it is NIMASA's responsibility. It is not Navy. It is clear. So the petition is predicated on these 2 points. And we have said, if he says we are ceding, we will have no powers to cede. Only the president and possibly the National Assembly. We don't have such powers. That's why the president approved that those armed forces be trained to man our coastal way. And the reason why they are even going to man that coastal way is because the law that establishes NIMASA gave them that responsibility without giving them guns. Until we set up Coast Guard, which is the responsibility that should be given to NIMASA, then we'll be having this problem where the Navy is extremely interested in the brown water. The blue water is clear. NIMASA cannot get to the blue water. But NIMASA wants to be allowed to carry their responsibility in the brown water. And that's what the law says.
Are they armed forces? Not, let us have it orderly. I agree that most things before us here now we're not conversant with because they are given to us today. But before you tell us this, let's call for anybody with any position, we're doing a public thing, anybody with any documents to help us. Fine. After having collected that, then we can agree on a date we can come and familiarize ourselves with the copious submissions plus the relevant sections of the laws quoted, and then tell others when to bring us. Going into the substantive nature of the matter will mean that we are continuing. I don't know if you follow what I'm saying. So NIMASA's submission is tied to that of transport. Fine. Petitioners, do you have any response to give? Do you have any written response apart from your petition?
Well, I think all we want is contained there. However, we want to appreciate the committee, and we would have wanted this matter in view of the very importance of it, because it's not just our organization, several other civil society groups are here in solidarity with us on this matter. We would have wanted it to be given.
Did you prepare any brief? No. Or just your petition? Did you prepare any brief?
No further brief for now, but we will also appreciate if we could also have other copies of documents.
We're going to serve you, yes, okay. Before we're going to serve you with all submissions and so on. Navy, you don't have the petition, you will need time.
Mr. Chairman, I would love to bring to your attention the fact that the petition was actually directed at the Minister of Defense and Transport, but being an agency of the Minister of Defense, we had to be here. But I'm told the last time the committee sat, the Minister of Defense representatives were here, and of course the Navy was also represented. Given that we don't have the details of the petition, we would like perhaps to lean on the position of Minister of Defense once we avail the details to be able to respond appropriately.
Yes, we deemed it necessary to join you as a necessary party. We cannot conclude this investigation without hearing you. Normally, ordinarily, when we think water, we think Navy, ordinarily. So we wanted you to come and give us your position. So we'll give you time to come and respond. We'll also give you copies of what the Ministry of Transport provided. Any other party, any interested party? In fact, we also would have loved to also call them operators of vessels. Sorry? Yes, those who operate in the industry, what to have called them, is on a mission on our own side, to also come and stakeholders, let them to come and say their own version. So on that note, Clerk, Honorable Minister, we will exchange your documents to the petitioners and to other stakeholders present, and take a date when we can also look at these papers and continue. Okay? So nobody's opposing that motion, so I think that the motion is carried. So can we take a date? We are supposed to resume sometime in 9th of January. Would that not be 1 week after the 1 week after the will be 16th. Will be 16th of February. Am I right?
Chairman, 2 weeks after the resumption.
No.
No, 17th.
Oh, sorry. 17th.
Did I say February? People will still be.
17 is a bit free, 16 is forward.
Of budget issues and all whatnot that will occupy us, and we also want to do this speedily. So let's go to 17th of January. Mr. Thank you for coming.
Honorable Minister you are disrupting the city.
No, this is budget time. Even if you miss adding my leg, I will add.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Minister, even if you miss a lot of budget, if you miss adding my leg, my brother, sorry. What is this?
You do want cheating us. I want to take this and
Honorable Minister and DG.